it's just after 8 o'clock this morning. It's the middle of the week. Are you tired? Are you not tired? Are you struggling to get out of bed? Well, you might think it's because, perhaps you're getting older, but we have the author of this book right here. You read the title, Dr. Amy Shah. She says you do not need to feel this way. I think so many people, especially this year, are just tired. Dr. Amy, why is this happening? We're so glad to have you on. Good morning, first of all.
Thank you so much for having me. If you are like 70% of people, you are feeling tired. And this has gone up 33% in the last year of the pandemic. We're doing less, yet we are more tired and burned out than ever. So that's really what I cover in the book. It's three big things that I think are broken in our system, in our Western American system, is we have broken circadian rhythms. That means the light and dark cycles that rule our day. So we're not getting enough nature time, then we're getting too much blue light at night, and then we're eating late into the night. So circadian rhythms. Number two, our gut health is so poor. I mean, I talk about adding vegetable fiber, 6 to 8 servings a day. That is a lot of fiber for most people. And I talk about adding tea with spices. And then the number 3 thing that's broken is our psychobiology. So and I know that your thoughts can exhaust you. And this year, this has become more evident than ever. So I talk about kind of things to do to manage your energy from your emotions and your head as well.
And for you, tell us your background. You're a doctor, nutritionist, and now you wrote this book. How did all of this even come together for you? Why was it so important for you to do?
So I wrote the book because I myself was in a dark place. I was in that place of burnout and fatigue. And, it was so frustrating because I didn't know what was wrong with me. And I went to the doctors because I thought maybe as a doctor, I'm not treating myself right. And I got the blood test and everything was within normal limits. And then there was just really no tools after that. They just said, oh, you're just getting older. You have, kids, you have a job, maybe that's why. And so I searched myself and I made a ton of mistakes. But then there was things that did work. And that's what I talk about in the book. I actually give a full plan in the latter half of the book with foods, with timings, specific things you can do in your day as a busy person to stop this train of burnout and fatigue.
I'm so glad that we have you on because so many people struggle with this. And, we talk about intermittent fasting. That became this new diet trend. But you're saying that people are getting that wrong. What do you suggest? What hours of our day should we be eating? When should we stop eating? What is your recommendation?
I say that intermittent fasting is good, but circadian fasting is better. What that means is intermittent fasting can mean anything. It's like saying the word exercise. That can mean yoga or that can mean a marathon, right? So intermittent fasting is the same thing. Syncing the intermittent fasting to sync with the nighttime hours is what I'm talking about with circadian fasting. Stopping your meals 2 to 3 hours before bed. So that might be 8 p.m. for some, 7 p.m. for some. And then sleeping overnight, not eating anything until the next morning, and maybe it's just 12 hours of that, but even that is way better than what we're doing. In our normal world, we eat 16 hours a day, so even truncating that to 12 hours a day can help. So 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. or 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. is all I'm asking, and then maybe if you get good at it, you want to push it to 13 or 14 hours. Maybe you want to do a fasted workout before you have your breakfast. So that's the recommendations that I give in the book.
See, okay, that seems doable. Thank you very much for sharing that. I know your book will have a lot more in there. Before we go, we just have a few seconds left. But, as far as what's happening that's messing with our hormones, I know that's a big loaded question, but what are we doing? What can we do to kind of adjust that and make our hormones leveled?
The biggest thing to remember is that your hormones are not one organ. It's not just your thyroid or your adrenals or your ovaries. Remember that it's like a highway, and the highway starts in your brain with these cars. The hormones are chemical messengers that travel in these cars. And if you think about fixing the whole system. The whole system gets fixed through gut health, through fixing your circadian rhythms, through mindset work, through better diet. These things can fix your entire hormonal system. So it's not just thyroid or adrenal fatigue, it's the whole system.
Okay. Dr. Amy, so good to see you. Thank you so much for sharing your insight. It was great to have you on. AmyMDWellness.com.
Thank you.
Thank you.